it's Crystal, the founder of Bold Kulture Beauty, a two-time award-winning blog and your first stop when you're looking to simplify your natural hair routine. Today, we're talking all about protective hairstyles. So, do protective styles actually protect your hair? Now, these hairstyles have come a long way since I've worn them as a child, but our love for them and our dependence on them have not changed. And depending on who you ask, protective styles could either be the reason your hair is flourishing or the cause of your hair's demise. So if you're still wondering if protective styles might be right for you, well, you're in luck. Today we're taking a closer look at protective hairstyles and some of the more common concerns that surround them. And whether you are a lover of protective styles, currently on the fence, or completely opposed to protective styling, I'm sure you'll find some simple tips that you can use to keep your hair protected. So grab a pen and grab a friend and let's take a closer look. Okay, so what is a protective hairstyle? Now, a protective hairstyle is essentially any hairstyle that protects your hair from external stressors, like environmental elements and over manipulation. These styles have been around from the beginning and usually include hairstyles like twists, braids, crochets, and wigs. Protective styles can be created through the addition of synthetic or human hair extensions, but don't often require them. And then, why do we love protective hairstyles? Well, the most obvious reason that protective hairstyles is a fan favorite is because they add a certain level of convenience, versatility, and style. Now, protective hairstyles also have a big selling point of the perceived accelerated hair growth. And in addition to that, they can also be very easy to maintain. They give us a break from the routine care of our hair and give us a certain level of freedom. So what is the big deal about protective hairstyles? While protective hairstyles may have a significant upside, we often don't pay enough attention to the downside or the risks that could be permanently damaging. Some of the more common concerns with protective hairstyles are excessive dryness, damage and breakage, then tension and traction alopecia. So if you're considering adding protective styling to your hair care routine, make sure that you take into consideration these simple steps to ensure that your hair is protected. Number one, start on healthy hair. Now, protective hairstylings don't inherently increase the health of your hair, but they can be particularly damaging, especially if your hair is at a deficit. Learn the key characteristics of your hair. Focus on improving and maintaining the moisture and hydration levels of your hair, and consistently incorporate healthy hair care routines into your hair care regimen to make sure that you are promoting and maintaining the health of your hair before you commit to a protective hairstyle. Number two, don't leave these protective hairstyles in too long. The more time you leave your hair in a protective hairstyle, that means the more time you are neglecting your natural hair. Now, the downside of not having to touch your hair for extended periods of time is that we aren't consistently practicing those healthy hair practices that will help to promote and maintain the health of our hair. So, instead of going extended periods of time with protective hairstyles, consider short-term bursts of protective hairstyles that will allow you to consistently maintain your healthy hair practices and help you to reduce the risk of excessive dryness, breakage, and bacterial growth. And then number three, avoid excessively tight hairstyles and friction. Now, tightness from braids and twists and friction that's caused by wigs and crochets can make even the healthiest hair become damaged over time. Learn the signs of damage and excessive tension. Remove any styles immediately that cause excessive tension to your hair, and make sure that you are seeking short-term solutions to these hairstyles and not considering them a long-term option. When managed appropriately and adequately cared for, protective hairstyles could be a great alternative to our everyday hairstyles. They are not, however, an adequate substitution for routine care and maintenance of our natural hair. If you're curious about ways to simplify your natural hair routine and maintain the health of your natural hair, make sure you head over to boldkulture.com. And I will drop some links in the show notes that will prove to be especially helpful. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And for more great tips on ways to be successful managing your natural hair, make sure you head over to boldkulture.com. And until next week, go boldly.